Hey, what's up YouTube? We've been quiet for a couple of months. We haven't released any content because we've been working really hard on our complete online pitmaster class. Now this class covers everything from backyard fundamentals all the way up to competition meets, everything we do to our comp meets right up until we turn it into the judges. In addition to all that, we have so much more that I want to share with you in our complete online class. However, first is my 1-hour webinar with my top 10 tips to cook award-winning barbecue. This is free. Now this is a little bit of free content of what you can expect to see in my complete online class. Now go ahead and click the link in the description below and get signed up for that free training. Remember, it's free for 1 hour. My complete top 10 tips, how to cook award-winning barbecue. And I want to thank you so much for following me on my barbecue journey, my pitmaster journey, whatever we want to call it. It's been a fun ride, and we're just so grateful that all you folks out there are watching us and following us and supporting us and giving us a lot of love and a lot of good comments. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Now make sure you keep the smoke light, make it work. Bam, bam. Hey, what's up, Pitmasters? Arnie Takes here. We're in San Antonio, Texas at the Big Red Food Champs event in Walmart. And we're gonna demonstrate to you guys a really nice, delicious Big Red BBQ sauce. Now, historically in Texas, we haven't really been a big sauce state, barbecue state, but you know, times are changing and things are changing really fast. We live in a fast-changing, fast-moving society nowadays. The palate of the general public has changed over the last few years. Even in competition nowadays, if you're not saucing, you're not walking. So we're gonna make this really delicious barbecue sauce. We're gonna share it with you guys. Make sure you got your pen and paper handy and write this down. First of all, we're gonna start with a can of Big Red soda. Oh, never mind, I'm gonna pour it in here. I'm only gonna pour about a quarter or a third of the soda first, because what I wanna do is I wanna start to warm that up. And I'm gonna take some red pepper jelly. And we're gonna take 3 tablespoons of red pepper jelly, put that in here. And that's about a tablespoon and a half, so that's about a tablespoon and a half. A little hard to do when it's sticky, but it should be right around 3 tablespoons. So we're gonna get that in there first. And I like the pepper jelly because it's sweet, it's thick, it adds a little bit of thickness to the barbecue sauce. And what you wanna do, you wanna take a fork, because it's sticky and you wanna smash it down, try to help it dissolve a little bit quicker. And it's delicious, it's sweet, it has some pectin in there, so it kind of helps thicken the sauce. It also has some little chili specks in there, little parts of the chili, so that also helps with the flavor a bunch. But anyway, it's not a real hot pepper jelly, it just has beautiful color and it tastes amazing. So we're gonna add that to the Big Red soda first, dissolve it really nice and good. Then we're gonna take some Major Grace chutney, which happens to be one of my personal favorite breakfasts. It's not really a jelly, it's a chutney, but I use it on my toast. And we're gonna take 2 teaspoons of this one. If I can find my teaspoon, here it is. 2 teaspoons of chutney. And that has a beautiful gold color. This has mango, a little bit of clove, and a few other ingredients that make it really, really delicious. So we're gonna mix that up too. So you wanna add these 2 ingredients first, mainly because they're thick and you want them to dissolve before you add any of the other liquids. So you wanna get that in there, use your fork, smash it down, help get it dissolved really nice and good. Once you have that all nicely dissolved, you can go ahead and add the rest of the Big Red and continue to heat it up. There we go. All right, we got that all nicely dissolved. We're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the Big Red here. 1 whole can, 12 ounces. And then we're gonna take 3 cups of ketchup. That doesn't fit. So this is a half cup. We're gonna use 6 half cups. Hopefully I got enough. Now what the ketchup is, it's part of Texas tradition also. Y'all help me count. That's 3. 4, 5, remember that in Texas, we're pretty much a tomato-based state. Needs a little bit more to make that. There we go. Got them all right? Okay, we're gonna set that aside. Thank you, honey. Texas is a tomato-based state for the most part. Most of our barbecue sauces have tomato base in them. They might have a little vinegar for tart. So we're gonna mix that up. We're gonna let that ketchup dissolve in there as well. I want to take you a nice little whisk. Just mix it up. You're gonna see all the foam and the fizzle coming out. You wanna let that dissolve. All the carbonated liquid in the soda is gonna pop right up. You're gonna see it dissolve and go up in the air, so it'll be gone shortly. Next thing we're gonna do is we're also gonna take 3 cups of light brown sugar. All right, we're gonna take 3 cups of light brown sugar. This is a half a cup, so we're gonna use 6 of these. That's 1, 2, 3. I know, it's a lot of sugar, but it's gonna be delicious and sweet. Remember that historically barbecue sauce is still pretty sweet. That's 4, right, or 5?
4.
5. And 1 more. We'll go ahead and put a little bit less. That's a lot of sugar, I know. Just wait till you taste it, folks. This is amazing, really, really good stuff. All right, we're gonna let that dissolve in there too. That takes a little while. We've got the heat going. Make sure you got plenty of heat and make sure you stir it so the heat doesn't burn the bottom of the sugar. So the ketchup is the tomato base. It's semi-thick. The pepper jelly has a little bit of pectin in there. That's also a thickener in addition to some really good flavor. Once we start getting this stuff dissolved here, we're also gonna take 3/4 of a cup of Worcester sauce. Now I think Lee & Perrins is probably the best Worcester on the market or on the shelf, in my opinion. That's the one I like. This is half a cup. Worcester adds a lot of savory and a little bit of umami in there. Just a really good all-around flavor. It's also a very popular flavor in Texas. So that's half. We're gonna put a little bit more, make it about 1/4 cup. 3/4 of a cup. All right, that's 3/4 of a cup of Worcester sauce. I think Lee & Perrins is the best one, so I recommend that. We're also gonna take 3 tablespoons. We're gonna add a little tart. Remember everything, like I always say, it's about balance. You wanna balance things out really well. We've got a lot of sweet going on in there. We have a little bit of tomato base going on there. We're gonna take a little bit of tart here. I personally like 4. My family likes 2 or 3, so we're gonna meet somewhere in the middle and just go with 3. Okay, again, we're gonna keep mixing. We want to dissolve all this stuff, make it blend and meld together. Now, we're gonna give it a little bit of a barbecue flavor. We're gonna put 4 teaspoons of liquid smoke. Now, I like the Figaro brand. I think they're all pretty much the same, but this is the one that I like. And we're using 4 teaspoons of this, which is basically 1 tablespoon, right? That's 4 teaspoons liquid smoke. The liquid smoke is gonna add another little bit of a barbecue flavor in there. And I know, a lot of people say, oh, liquid smoke this, liquid smoke that, but you know where liquid smoke comes from? It comes from real smoke, from real barbecue. So there's nothing wrong with liquid smoke as a little flavor ingredient. Guys, don't be afraid of it. It's good stuff. It's the real deal. All right, we're working on this. Everything's dissolving. Everything's melting together really well. It's mixing and gel really, really well. It's gonna be really great. Now, we're gonna add a little bit more flavor. I like to use smoked paprika from McCormick. I think McCormick's a really good brand. So we're gonna take 3 teaspoons. If I can find my, here's a half teaspoon. This is gonna be 6 half teaspoons. Doesn't fit. Oop. 1, So this is gonna also add a little bit of that chili powder flavor, a little bit of a pepper flavor. And it's gonna add a little bit more of that delicious smoky flavor as well. This is really, really good stuff. This is very common in barbecue sauces as well. Chili powder or chili type powders, chili pepper flavors. Very, very good. It adds a real pretty color as well. This is gonna be amazing. We pre-made some. That's what we're gonna use on our sliders today, along with this flavor here. This sauce, it's really, really, really good. I have some very experienced pit masters standing next to me over here. They're gonna get to taste it and tell me what they think. One more thing that we're very famous for in Texas is black pepper. We're gonna put a little bit of black pepper in there for just a little bit of a kick. And this is 2 teaspoons, so that'll be 4 half teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I like the Tones brand. You can get it right here at Walmart. Walmart sells this brand. Also, it's a really my favorite pepper. Excellent. Gives it a nice little kick, a little bit more of that Texas flavor going on there. We like salt and pepper a lot here, so the pepper really brings out a really nice, mild front end kick, and it kind of lingers a little bit with the sauce, and it also helps balance out some of the sweet as well. All right, we're going to take 1 teaspoon of Gebhardt chili powder. A little bit more. Now, chili powder per se has cumin and some other ingredients, a little bit of garlic, just a bunch of different flavors that make the sauce very, very savory and very complex. It adds a really nice little complex mixture in there. Has a little bit of savory, just really, really, really good stuff here. We're gonna let that warm up. Normally what you wanna do, you wanna let this simmer at a low simmer, not a boil, for probably a good 15-20 minutes. I like to do it for about 30 myself. That allows all the bubbles and the water to pretty much evaporate out of there, and it also allows the sauce to thicken up a little bit. We're also, as a last thing, we're gonna thicken that sauce up a little bit more with some pectin. This is what they use for jellies, to make jellies and stuff. Pectin is a thickener. It also enhances the flavor a little bit. And we're going to use 2 teaspoons. So this is 4 half teaspoons. Boom. Now this is going to be a really sweet, savory, and a little bit of tart at the same time. It's a little bit complex, but the real magic in this sauce right here, the real magic that makes it pop and taste really amazing and wonderful, is the Big Red. That's the secret ingredient. Guys, I came up with this recipe during the week this week, and I was honestly myself kind of blown away by how good it was. I think it would make an excellent competition sauce because it has that little umami going on, like, what is that? And that's usually when we want the judges, when they're sitting at the table judging, when they taste your barbecue, you want them to go like, wow, that's good. What is that? I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is. That's what you want them to do. If you can get the judges to do that, you're gonna get a good score. And this sauce right here, in my opinion, does just that. I think that if you didn't tell anybody it had Big Red in there, they would not know what it is. They would just be like, wow, that is really, really good. And that's pretty much all for our sauce. It's a real simple sauce to make, easy to make. You saw me do it in about 5 minutes time. Just let it simmer. Huh?
We've been rolling 15 minutes.
Okay, it's a real easy sauce to make. Takes about 15 minutes. Anyway, but it's all good. It's really, really excellent. We're gonna let that simmer for a little while, and then we're gonna serve it with our pork sliders here today. That's pretty much it for the sauce, folks. Thanks for watching. Keep the smoke light, make it work.